Hello everyone. You are starting to work on speech number 3, your persuasive speech, and part of the requirement of that speech is that you have research. And I wanted to do a quick overview of first Western's database options, and then possibly I'll do another video on Questia, which is a database within your textbook. So one of the things that I do when I teach writing, and we do our research paper in that class, is sometimes we go to the library and then we do an overview of databases. We don't have the benefit of that in an online class, but I do want to walk you through how to access some of the databases that are available to you through Western's main page, and that part of your student dues and fees help to pay for. We subscribe to these databases as a college, and they give us access to some really premium data and research that has been done and published in peer-reviewed journals, books, magazines, newspapers, etc. So when you access information through a database, you can usually be assured that the information you're getting is better than doing just a Google search or a Bing search. It is looking for the verb. It is something that has been curated by librarians around the globe, and it is giving you access with better search terms and search tools. It is also not something that is available to just anybody off the street. You do have to pay to subscribe to these databases. So in this video, I'm going to walk you through how to access the databases and click on a few of them to show you what they look like. So I'm on Western's main page here, and I'm going to go up to this little magnifying glass looking icon, which is the search button. I'm then going to type in databases, all one word. And it will take you to a result that gives you a title called Find Articles and Databases in parentheses. You are going to click that. You are then going to see an alphabetized list of the 67 databases that we subscribe to here at Western. I'm going to direct you to just a couple of them. The first one I'm going to show you is called Academic Search Premier, or EBSCOhost. If you are going on to another four-year college or university after Western, you will likely have access to EBSCOhost through that institution. It is a very commonly used general database that is reliable. So if, in addition, you get here and it asks you to enter your credentials, it is just the login information that you would use to get into Blackboard, or if you were signing on to a computer here at Western. So if you're trying to access this from home, it might not recognize you as a student, and you have to tell them that you are a student to get into the system. So once you've done that, you're going to click into EBSCOhost, which will return a page that looks something like this. And I always start by doing an advanced search. And the benefit of an advanced search is a couple. So I want results that I can read right now, things that I don't have to order from another library or pay for. So I want full text articles. That means I'll be able to read the information as either an HTML file or web page or as a PDF. The other thing that I can do is say I want to limit the years of publications. So I don't want anything that's older than 15 years. So I'm going to tell it I want newer information, and depending on the topic that you've chosen to write about, the newer might be better. If you are covering the history of a topic, you might want to go a little further back than that. And then you're going to start entering search words and phrases. So a couple of you were interested in doing video games, and right here I have, just by typing that phrase in, some phrases that are commonly searched for this. So video games and violence, education, behavior, effects, etc. So let's try video game effects. If I do a search for this, I get 3,829 articles, and that's a lot, right? So I might want to then consider how I might narrow this down even further. If I look over here on the left, there's a source type, which tells me that I can limit my search by, okay, I only want academic journals. Academic journals are those peer-reviewed or scholarly journals that are the best quality, but they're often longer, denser, written by people who are experts in the field, but really highly respected pieces of information. Or I can do magazines, reviews, I would steer you away from those, and then newspapers. So that's one way I can begin to narrow. So let's say I want to do scholarly journals. That brings me down to 2,919. I could start to scan through this. So we have addiction, that might not be what I'm looking for. Effects of sexualized video games on online sexual harassment, maybe that could be something I want to focus on if I don't want to focus on violence. The thing about these databases is that they offer a few extra tips and tricks for when you are doing your research. So if you find an article title you like, you click on it. What I advise people to do is always read the abstract. That will give you an overview of what the article is about, and that will let you know if you want to continue reading it or move on to another article that could be better for you. It will also have these things called search terms or keywords. So that can help you if you're having trouble finding the results that you want. It can narrow down for you some of the terms commonly used to search for this particular topic. So video games, internet games, etc. So let's say that I find this one, I want to use it. What I can then do is, and this is one of the things I love about these databases, is I can use this to cite. So over here on the right, I have the option to cite this particular work. So I click Cite, and it will pop up in the middle here a list of the different citation styles. For this class, we use MLA, or Modern Language Association. I can then copy and paste this, put it in my speeches bibliography, and that is one way that I can start to keep track of the research that I'm doing for this particular speech. And then I can start to read, integrate, analyze the information that I'm finding within the article. So these are great resources. They have citation tools for you. You can download the articles, you can email them to yourselves, and it is a really fantastic resource that is available to you, and not everybody knows about them, especially if you're a newer student or a returning student. I encourage you to check these out. Another one that will be very helpful for this particular assignment is one called Opposing Viewpoints. Now, if I go back to this page where I have my 67 databases alphabetized, I'm going to scroll down to the O's, and I will open up Opposing Viewpoints. As the title of this database suggests, it is about opposing viewpoints. So it takes more contentious or controversial topics, and it gives you both sides of them. So if you are still struggling with finding a topic to do your next speech on, you can go to this Browse Issues icon up at the top right here, and it will give you some information on topics that are frequently debated, if you will. And so if I go through here and I look at some of these topic ideas, let's say I want to do one on cyberbullying. If I click on cyberbullying, I will then find that I have 18 academic journals, 18 videos, 105 viewpoints, so these are more opinion-based pieces, 8 websites, over 2,800 news stories on them, and 200 magazine stories. So I can start to scan through and decide, okay, what do I want to start looking at? So maybe I start here in the December 2019, so that's current, that's really pretty new, and it's a magazine article that states online bullying is now a global problem. It's not just relegated to the US, obviously, everywhere is using it now. So I can then look at this, and I'm seeing immediately here, this is not a full article. So I'm going to go back and see if I can do a full text limiter. Maybe not. Stand with me for a minute. So these are brief articles. Maybe I don't want to do those. Maybe I want to take a look at views among, so I'm neglecting that first one because it was really short, and I want something that has more substance to it. So let's take a look at this. We have a graph, we have some visuals. This could be a good option for visual aids in my speech. And I have some statistics, some data from 2017. If I wanted to use something like this in my speech, same thing applies here. I go up to the Cite button, and I'm able to copy-paste the MLA citation. So I wanted to show you those two. I'm running out of time. My current equipment only allows me to record for 10 minutes. So those are quick overviews of 2 databases you have access to through Western's library.